Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Mobility and Fall Prevention. We want to make sure that we have two different weights today. Something in the lighter range, whatever feels light to us, and then something a little heavier. It can be medium to heavy. I'm going to use my kettlebell here. And if we have our band, we're welcome to use it. It can be heavy, medium, light, whatever. There's an opportunity not only in our warm-up, but later today as well to do that. So, last but not least, let's make sure we're hydrated so we can hydrate throughout, and we should definitely be drinking some water prior to doing this. So let's get that party started. We're going to start off marching, finding our position next to our chair, and here we go. Getting the opposite elbow towards that knee. That gentle movement of our appendicular spine, our limbs, while we're stabilizing with our axial skeleton. I think I said appendicular spine, and then appendicular skeleton. Again, we're getting that cross body up in our brain. Those hemispheres communicating with each other. Keep it up. 12 seconds. And time. Nice. Let's use that chair next. We're going to place our hands on the top of the chair. And we're going to step back with one leg. That leg stays grounded. And we're going to open up to the side for a twist, returning to standing and continuing back and forth. Nicely done. 25 more seconds. Eight more. And time. Good job. So now we have that opportunity for the band where we're going to do our side steps and our zigzags. And if you don't have a band, if you want to buy one, searching like small exercise band usually comes up with that. I would say the length is maybe about like 8 inches. And they have larger ones too. You could also get one of those. But these are good just for a few things with the legs and actually a lot of different things. But I'm a big fan of incorporating them in a warm-up, then also later for other exercises. So, getting it either at our knees, at our ankles, or even the balls of our feet, we want to bring our hips back, keeping that chest lifted, and we're going to side step down and back, and we're here for about a minute. Going back. Nice. Keep it up, almost through. Got 30 seconds. I can tell I did these the other day. I'm feeling a little sore. I did 3 sets of 15 on each side. Oh yeah, it felt great. 7 seconds. Awesome. Feeling that good burn. Let's continue. So we're now going to do our zigzags. We have our hips back once more, and then again, in and out 45 degrees. I'll show it from both sides. But here we go. Just a little tap on the inside as we go out and away. Good. Back and forth. Nice. Keep it up. 32 seconds. In and out. Again, we want to make sure we keep tension on that band, not letting our feet come too close together where we lose that tension. 13 to go. And time. All right. Well done. So, next up, we're going to check in with our balance with that tree pose. We can get a sip of water. Now, if we want, those are a little tougher. And then we'll get our tree going. We're always welcome to it. You don't have to wait for me to tell you to get some water. So, let's have one hand on that chair, and that side, that leg is grounded. Lifting our foot, again, it can be the floor, the lower leg, or above that knee. We added that in last time. Here we go. We're here for about a minute. And for those of us that are, well, I think everyone's doing this at home for the most part, there's a difference if we have that ability to get our foot up to our calf or even above our knee. There's a difference between skin-to-skin contact. So having my foot on my legs or on my clothes, there's a pretty big difference. So if you can, I know we're at home, so we have that ability of maybe wearing shorts when we are used to wearing pants or leggings. But just see what it's like. I don't often wear leggings. I have one pair of running tights, and it was a lot tougher that one time I did that. 6 more seconds. So props to the ladies who wear leggings a lot. And time. Good job. Let's switch to the other side. Again, grounding that leg that's holding on to the chair. And here we go. That said, it's not impossible to do it with clothes. You can always kind of find the edge of what's challenging. And if you slide and slip a little bit, you can always lift it back up. Just checking in with that balance today. Keep it going over halfway. Hands can be lifted if we want. Our heart center, wherever it is we want them to be. And time. We made it. Awesome. So definitely get a sip of water if we haven't already. We're going to start off using our lighter weight of the two. And we're going to do a combo exercise where we're going to combine our scapular retraction with some shoulder abduction. And you're like, man, what is that? It is our row and then out to the side like a T. But we want to make sure that our torso is working towards parallel. So we can be in our lunge position where we're going to hinge forward. That back stays straight. My low back, middle back, and I bring my head back. But we bring that shoulder blade up, follow through, about 90 degrees in the arm, lowering back down, and then we're out to the side like a T. Let's give it a go. Ready, set, here we go. Doesn't matter which side we start on, we'll definitely do both. So we're doing lighter weight on this one just because when we go out to the side like a T, that's a long lever on that shoulder. And so we want to start off light, and as we build our muscle size and strength, we can handle a little bit more. But we don't want to go do too much too soon. That's the big focus. So we're exhaling, again, as we fight gravity, inhaling on the way down, and continuing that cycle. Almost through. And we made it. Nice, let's switch sides. So we have that same premise. Inhaling, engaging that core, hinging forward. And here we go. We're welcome to have that hand on our leg, on the chair, working that that torso towards parallel as we are able. Keep it up. Almost finished. We have 4 seconds. And time. Nicely done. So next up, we're going to use our weight, whatever it is. If it's a dumbbell, that's fantastic. If it's not, that's okay too. So you can also, if you happen to have like a yoga block or even a pillow, that'll suffice. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to show it first with the yoga block in this direction. So I have my palms and my fingers on that yoga block. And if you think about it, our push-up, it's in this motion. We're going to emulate that with our arms. We're going to use that block where we're going to use one of the primary movements of the chest, and that's to bring our arms in. So our chest muscles, our pectoral major and minor, its primary function is to actually adduct and bring our arms inward. So that's what we're going to practice. We're going to really focus on feeling our inner pectorals firing. We're going to have our arms here. We're taking an inhale, and we can do this seated if we need to, but we're going to exhale, pressing away. Inhaling in, pressing out. Now, if you feel like you might not have the materials for this, books can suffice too. A pretty, thick book or several books stacked where you're going to keep that tension out there. And we want to keep this relatively light. So, similar weight to what we just used. Let's give it a shot. We're going to get in position. 3, 2, 1. So we're exhaling, pressing away, inhaling in. We're staying nice and tall. If we want to think about squeezing our glutes, we're welcome to. Feet can be shoulder width apart. We can do this seated with our chest nice and tall, but we're actively, this entire time, we're pressing our hands in toward each other as we press out. As we extend those arms, really thinking about our chest muscles here. Building size, building strength. And we're not going to get too big if we're worried about growing our muscles. It's more about lean muscle mass and bone density. Almost through. And time. Good job. So we're going to work our shoulders next. And depending on how that felt, that can give us some clue. If that felt a little easy, we can add a little bit more weight next time and really also focus on pressing harder. there are different levels of an isometric where we're pushing into an immovable surface like we just were. But if you're pressing about 50% of what you're able to versus 80%, there's a big difference. So we're going to do our around the world, our shoulder exercise that hits all different planes of motion. You can do it standing. I'm going to do tall and kneeling just to help with the video. And you're also welcome to join me in tall kneeling. So it's where we lift the arms up as we pass the ball, lowering it down. This can be something that we're just actively doing in terms of passive range of motion, or it can be something weighted. Let's get ready. We'll pass it behind our back. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1. So we're actively keeping those shoulder blades down, passing the weight both above and below. I'm going to let you decide how you want to breathe. If you want to inhale up or exhale up, it doesn't matter. Keep it up. Again, the main focus, those shoulder blades. Don't let them lift up. You don't want them here. I want them down, away from those ears as we lift up. Great job. Keep it up. And time. Nice reverse direction now. So we just passed it from right to left. We're going to pass it from left to right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Get nice and tall with the arms while we're keeping our shoulders down. Staying with it, almost through. And time. Good job. Let's get a sip of water as we transition into our lower body. All right. So we're going to do a few different takes on some exercises that we've done before. So I mentioned about having our band. That's going to be the next exercise. Then using our medium to heavy weight. So we've been doing squats in terms of body weight squat with that chair either in front of us or behind us. We've also done goblet squats where we hold on to the weight in the center of the chest. What we're going to do next is known as a rack front squat. So we're going to, and if we have a watch, we don't want to mess up the watch, we can take it off, or we can bring it to where the face is on the inside of the arm instead of the outside. That way we don't scratch any watch faces. So the racked position has us holding onto our weight at our shoulder. And we're going to get our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to inhale on our way down, and I like to extend this arm out, a little bit of counterbalance, and we're exhaling up. So what this does a little differently is we're going to try to stay even and balanced. We have weight on one side, so there might be a tendency to bring that hip and more weight onto this side. We want to actually, or I should say, we're going to work our core by keeping ourselves upright. It's as if we're walking, holding something, but we're keeping ourselves neutral. I'm not letting it bring me over. So that's the same premise here. Let's give it a go. We're going to do Let's go for a minute. That includes rest breaks. You don't feel like you have to do it the full time, but it is there if you're comfortable with that. So we'll get into position. 3, 2, 1. We're inhaling, coming down. That arm is out to help counterbalance. Exhaling up. Inhaling, on our way down. Exhaling up. And I can have this chair here as well. I'm keeping my hand on that chair. It's moving forward as I bring my hips backwards. But that's an option just to give us 3 points of contact. Keep it up, almost through. We have 20 seconds. Again, you're welcome to rest during this. We're inhaling on our way down, exhaling on our way up. And last one. Nice. Good job. So, great job all around. Let's do that other side. So we're going to have that weight on the other side. And this is tough. This is a full body movement. It kind of depends how heavy your weight is, but this can be very challenging. So resting, and if you feel like you've had enough, you can do the other side on the second time through. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Inhaling, coming down. Exhaling up. Doing great. Staying strong. We have 19 more seconds. And time. Good job. So if we want to get some water, we're welcome to it. Great job. So next up, we're going to use our band, and what we're doing is what we have done in the past, where we're going to be standing, having that chair for balance. We're going to go out to the side, but because we have the band, we're not going to go out as far, and then we're going to add another motion. So that's known as abduction. We go out to the side. We're going to add scaption. So scaption is 45 degrees. We've done it with our shoulder. We're going to do it with our hip now, where we're going to bring our leg diagonally back. So it's not straight back. It's not out to the side. It's in between, diagonally back. And you're welcome to do it with or without a band. The first set, I'm going to do it with the band. The second set, I'm going to do it without the band. So I'm having this at my ankles. And if this is your first rodeo, feel free to not use the band. If you've done this in like physical therapy and you're excited to do it again, you're welcome to join me. So we're nice and tall, and we're going to alternate. So we're going to go right, left, diagonal right, diagonal left. Here we go. Right, back to standing, left, back to standing, diagonal right, standing, diagonal left, standing, right, standing, left, standing, diagonal right, standing, diagonal left, standing. Now the key, and we can continue at our own pace, is we want to try to keep our hips pointing forward and not shifting too much. We'll have to shift a little bit, but trying to keep it nice and even. building muscles around our hips, building those glutes nice and strong. And time. Great job. So we're going to move on to the next one, where we're going to do our single leg deadlift with our balancing half moon. And we have an option today of holding on to some weight. We technically always have that option, but give it a shot today. So we can hold on to our weight, and it can still touch this chair. It can still have that point of contact. And we're going to start with the weight in our left hand and our left leg rounded, where we're going to keep our hips squared, that knee is slightly bent. We're inhaling on the way down, and this is where we could place our hand on that chair as we open our hips up to the side. Now, that's 2 points of contact. It really depends where you are. So you can have 3 points, my hand with the weight, and then opening up, and then lifting back up. So we have a little extra weight with our single leg deadlift. My hands come to the chair, then I open my hip up, and I return to standing. Let's give it a go. Ready, set, here we go. We're inhaling on our way down, opening our hips, squaring our hips back down, exhaling up. Nice, long, controlled inhale. We can start to exhale our way up. Good. And that's not much. Inhaling here, exhaling here, inhaling our way down, exhaling up. Keep it up. We're all doing great. Feeling that hamstring working. And 5 more seconds. Almost faked you out there. I almost faked myself out as well. Nice. Let's switch sides. So we'll have our right leg rounded, and we're going to have weight in our right hand. Same premise. It's about our hips going from square down to the floor, then opening up this time to the left. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, coming on down. Exhaling, hips out to the side. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. Inhaling, lowering. Hips to the left. Back to the floor, and lifting up. Nice. Make sure we're protecting that spine. We're not loosey-goosey, but our core is engaged. Those muscles around our spine. Good. Keep it up. And time. Good job. Let's get a sip of water, and then we're going to go into everything one more time. Awesome. So hopefully that felt pretty good. We're going to start off with our row and abduction. So finding that position, and on this round, I'm going to demonstrate it from a chair, just in case that's where we are. So, either or. It's about engaging that core, then hinging from our hip, that chest is forward, keeping our back straight, and then we will start. Here we go. So we're exhaling, that shoulder, arm falling through, inhaling on the way down, and then out to the side like a T. Getting that row, lowering back down to the side like a T. trying to get that chest as parallel as we're able. Anything really below about 45 degrees. 45 degrees and lower. Almost through. Keep it going. Nice, we're finished with that side. Let's switch to the other side. So, getting ready. Here we go. We're hinged, core's engaged. We're rowing on the exhale, inhaling down, exhaling out with our teeth. Doing our best to keep our shoulders down, especially when we go out to the side. Keeping that spine protected. Almost there. And time. Great job. Nice. So now we're going to work on that press. And like I mentioned, I'm going to do this one seated, where it's that same premise. We want to have our hips on the edge. And you can do this standing or even tall kneeling, whichever you prefer. Ideally, as we feel comfortable, not sitting down, but whatever is available to us. So we're going to have that weight here. We're taking an inhale, and we're pressing hard into whatever it is that's in between our hands, bringing it out. Our arms are straight. We're inhaling, bringing it back. So we're going through a range of motion with that resistance that we generate by pressing into it. Ready, set, here we go. Exhaling out, inhaling in. Keeping that tension nice and strong. Keep it going. Keeping that tension, movement in and out. And we made it. Good job. So we're going to get into our around the world next. Again, tall kneeling. I try to say standing and tall kneeling at the same time. And you could even do this seated if you're able to get your arms behind your back without touching the back of that chair. So again, meeting us at our level. Getting into that position, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. We can switch the way we were breathing if we want to. No pressure. Now remember, with around the world, if it's tough to bring our arms directly overhead as such, we can do around the world like this. Still getting some movement. We can get it a little higher, shoulder height. Whatever is feasible for us. We want to try to get as much range of motion as possible. And if our shoulder is bothering us, reducing our weight and reducing our range of motion. Let's go the other direction. Ready, set, here we go. Nice and tall, as high as we're able. Nice, staying with it. Shoulders staying down, working within ourselves. Always taking breaks if we need to. And time. Look at that. Finish with that one. All right. So, onto the lower body. And we're going to work on 30 seconds on each side for this one. So if that felt a little much, a little bit less, but then we're going to work each of these sides independently for that full minute. So if you think you're getting off, not quite. So we'll get that heavier weight, whatever it might be. All right. Now remember, we're welcome to use our chair. It can be that third point of contact for us. Again, we'll be here for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Inhaling, coming on down. Exhaling up. And even when we're not meeting virtually, trying to get a deep squat a day that helps keep the doctor away. Yeah, I went there. I said it. But it does. Especially in terms of our back. Almost through. Time. Good job. We're going to switch sides. So shaking it out if we need to, and then we're going to put it on whichever side we didn't just do. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, going down, exhaling up. And time. Nice. Well done. Great job, everyone. So we move that weight. And we're going to use potentially our chair for balance. And that band, if we have it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to use the band on this set. Just so you might be able to see a little bit better, I'm going to do it from this side, but also this side. So let's get started. Again, we're going to have a minute right side, minute left side. And that's going to help us work on not transitioning that load, that weight bearing. So we're grounded on that left leg that whole time. Then we're going to go out to the side like a T, and then back diagonally. Right leg is moving. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So hips pointed straight ahead. Foot goes out just a little bit. And then, so it's to the side, and then 45 degrees. To the side, 45 degrees. Keep it up. Out to the side, 45 degrees. Out to the side, 45 degrees. So if we don't have the band, we're still being mindful of how far we're going. So if we go too far and we open up our hips all crazy, we're not doing the exercise like it's intended. We're not working those muscles. And if you're like me, and sometimes forget we're doing out to the side, then 45 degrees, it helps to say it. Side, 45. Side, diagonal. And time. Let's switch sides. So we'll do that right leg grounded now, and that left leg is moving the whole time. And this is great, weight bearing in that leg for that whole time. So we're not only working the side that's moving, we're working the side that's grounded. Let's get into that position. 3, 2, 1. Out to the side, returning, diagonal. So we should be feeling it on the sides of our glutes. And this is crucial to our back, to everyday movement, walking, getting up and down from the floor, from the bed. Good. Keep it up. So our toes are still pointing straight ahead. That's the big focus. Not letting them point or veer out to the side. And time. Good. I was getting worried if I had started my timer or not. Well done. So now we're going to finish up with our work with our single leg deadlift and our balance and half movement. So we're going to use that right leg grounded first and having that weight in that right hand. So remember, think about those 3 points of contact as needed. If we're starting to feel a little more comfortable balancing half moon with only 1 point of contact, then that is fantastic. But it takes time. This is a tough movement. So we're taking an inhale, and then we're exhaling our hips to the side, inhaling back down, exhaling, returning up. Let's do it. Here we go. Inhaling on our way down, exhaling hips to the left, inhaling them down to the floor, and lifting our whole body up. This is great to mobilize that hip capsule. I'm sure you all are loving it. It just feels good. If you want to think about becoming a martial artist, this is almost like a sidekick here. It's a lot of fun. And time. Great job. Man, that just feels so good. Hopefully I'm not the only one who thinks that. So we're going to have our left leg grounded. Weight is in our left hand. This is our last strength exercise. Finding that position. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. On our way down. Exhaling. Opening up. This time to the right. Inhaling down. And lifting back up. Keep it up. Doing great. Nice. Almost through. And time. Great job. So now, let's get that water, well-deserved break, and then we'll start stretching a little bit more. Okay. So let's get our chair where our hands are on the top of our chair. Get our feet a little further back, hands on that chair, our hips back. We can walk our feet out. We're dropping our chest, stretching our upper back and shoulders. Deep breaths. Also getting those hamstrings in here, backs of those thighs. Good job. Let's inhale, lifting up and bringing one foot forward, stretching that calf in the back. Good. Switching sides. Great job. Standing on up, getting our feet wide. Let's get another deep squat in. We can never do enough of those. So, getting our hands on that chair, drop it down, trying to get our hips nice and low. Nice. Good job. Find ourselves in that chair. Let's work those hips. Bring that ankle up to our knee. Inhaling nice and tall, and exhaling, hinging over that front knee. Well done. Inhaling, lifting up. Then let's hug that knee, stretching the side of our glute. Well done. Inhaling, dropping it, and switching sides. Inhaling tall, and then exhaling over that knee. Awesome. Inhaling, lifting back up. And then once more, hugging that knee in towards the midline. And releasing. Good job. Let's stretch out our shoulders a little bit. Let's roll those shoulders back. Rolling them forwards. And you can see my hands are moving a little bit too. Alternating back. Alternating forward. Good job. Let's inhale, lifting our arms up. And then bringing our hands to the front. So we're going to get our palms facing each other. One arm is on top of the other. We're interlacing our fingers, relaxing our shoulders down, and bringing our hands in and out. This is a great stretch for our wrists, for our forearms. It's been known to help prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. And now if we're experiencing pain in this, we can back out of it. But there's a difference between pain and discomfort from a stretch or exercise muscle fatigue. Awesome. Inhale and bring our hands in and back out. And then right now I have my left arm on top. I'm going to put my right arm on top. Same premise, interlacing those fingers, relaxing the shoulders down, and bring the hands into the body and out one last time. Great job. Inhaling, bring our hands in, back out, dropping the hands down to our knees, and scoot our hips back to the back of that chair, and finding that breath. Closing our eyes, we have our hands on our thighs, bring our palms up if we want. Closing our eyes. Thinking of a place that brings us great joy. Keeping in touch with the senses as if we were at that place. Maybe there's a particular smell, any sounds. Maybe it's a place at a time of year where what we feel is that heat or that coolness. Any sights that we see. And lastly, if we're thinking of some delicious food at that place, new tastes. Staying with that place, letting the mind wander. Staying here as long as we want to. As always, thank you for joining me, the light in me, recognize the light in you. Stay.